Hello, everyone. Today we're going to talk about how to outline your counter argument. So go ahead and open up your outline and you're going to scroll to the orange counter argument. Open your buckets and navigate to slide 4 and open your research notes. I'll give you a second to kind of do that and then come on back to me. Okay, today we're going to talk about the counter argument. And the counter argument is just the opposite idea of the idea that you presented in your argument. A lot of times, what it does is it challenges your argument, offering a different interpretation of evidence. Okay. Um, a lot of times, you have to address the counter argument in order to give your argument a little bit more credibility. So let's get into it. So let's go ahead and go to your orange paragraph in your outline. You'll notice that it's still going to follow that sort of ACE pattern. With a few exceptions, it's going to really be pretty similar to your body paragraphs, sort of structurally. There's only a few things different that we're going to do sort of in this section right here, and then kind of in this section right here. All right. So, the very first thing that we have to do is we have to start off with our topic sentence. You know that with our topic sentence, we always start out with a transition word. In the past, we'd said things like one way, another way, a final way, but this time we're presenting an opposing argument. So we have to sort of say something that, some people may say this, however, and then kind of go that route, okay? What I ended up saying was, despite all her charitable work, so I identified all of my research, despite all of her charitable work, some still claim that Princess Diana was nothing more than a celebrity, not a hero. All right, take a second, use mine as a model, and write that counter argument topic sentence, starting with some sort of transition, identifying the opposite side, and sort of setting up the paragraphs so that your reader knows that you're addressing the opposite claim. Okay, welcome back. Now we need to go through and we need to look at our quotes, right? And in our quotes, we have already determined in our buckets, right, that, we don't want to go that far. In our buckets, we have determined that um, source F is going to be our counter argument. Hopefully that has worked out for you. It certainly did for me. But when I go over to source F, I'm able to see that there's lots and lots of information about how they just call her a celebrity, and that's it. So I'm going to pull a quote. Why don't you take some time, pull a quote. Okay, welcome back. So my quote says, "Why the fascination with Diana continues into the digital age. People were and still are obsessed with her because she was a commoner who became a princess, but that doesn't make her a hero." Ouch. Um, so we have our quote. We need to embed it still. So remember that we're going to say sort of where this article comes from. I'm going to say, according to the article, The People's Princess. You might say, according to an article by Time Magazine, or according to an article by NPR, whatever. Okay, once you've embedded, now we're going to add in that citation. Remember that the citation is whatever comes first in your works cited. For me, it's the author's last name. It might be a title, right? Just like those other paragraphs. So go ahead and look for your citation and put it in parentheses. Okay, moving right along. Okay, now this says, in multiple sentences, explain why this claim is incomplete, weak, unsound, or illogical. Provide the so what and the how so. So I said, yeah, it goes without saying. Princess Diana was quite famous. So I'm like addressing their point, sort of, right? Obviously, some believe that Diana used her fame for publicity. So I'm addressing that side. But then, boom, I'm going to hit them with the opposite side. However, the facts outweigh this theory. Then I say, After all, with her celebrity status, she was able to accomplish more good for the world than most could. All right, kind of using mine as example, I want you to say sort of what this claim is. You're going to debunk it, and then you're going to elaborate on why that's so wrong. Okay, we're moving right along. All right, so now you've shown the other side and you've sort of started debunking that. Now we're going to double down and we're going to prove why this is super wrong. You can probably quite literally use just about any one of your sources to do this because now we're back on our side again. We're done with their side, we're back on our side. So I'm going to grab a quote and it said, Diana used her fame to draw attention to a number of humanitarian issues and philanthropic cases, and at one point was linked to more than 100 charities. So look for throughout your notes, it could be in any source, something that you feel like could use that could totally disprove that counter argument. All right. Just like last time, we have to embed it. So I'm going to give um, credit to where this was published. This one was published on NPR. So I'm going to say, in fact, according to an article published on NPR, go ahead and do that. And now, remember in parentheses, we put whatever comes first in that citation. We're going to do that right there. Okay. Now, once again, we're going to explain sort of what this is saying, double down, triple down on that argument. I'm going to say it was because of her global popularity that Princess Diana was able to bring to light so many issues. Truly, with her status, she was able to transcend her celebrity status to that of a hero. So take a second, triple down, explain why that other argument is totally wrong and why you are totally right. Last thing, we're going to close out by stating your own argument. We're going to kind of prove why your argument is stronger than that identified counter argument using that transition word beforehand. I'm going to use all in all this time. So, all in all, it's pretty difficult to agree that Princess Diana was just a celebrity. After all, she dedicated her life to charity. Okay, kind of bring some closure to your counter argument. If you need some visuals, remember that our buckets are a really good place to find our sources. Remember that our works cited page, that first thing that shows up in your research note is what you're going to put in parentheses. You can borrow other information. For example, NPR right here. Um, Lots of great places where you can pull from to give your quotes credibility. Um, when you're done with this counter argument, congratulations. You should be just about done with your outline. If there's any part of your outline that you haven't finished yet, go ahead and go back and finish that. Look through your outline, make sure everything looks good, and go ahead and press submit if you're ready. Otherwise, tomorrow we'll put our eyes on it one more time, and we'll be done with this outline. So exciting. Our next step is going to be to draft. Great job today, guys.